All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Valsa Williams. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures government is fully vigilant about the situation arising out of novel coronavirus, advises to avoid large gatherings to ensure safety of all. Air India flight with more Indian evacuees from Iran to arrive in Jaisalmer today. New quarantine facilities set up in 7 cities. Home Minister Amit Shah says no one will be marked as doubtful during National Population Register exercise. Parliament passes Mineral Law Amendment Bill to help curtail time lag in operationalization of coal blocks after their allocation. And in Badminton, Sindhu enters women's singles quarterfinals of All England Championships in Birmingham. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called upon people not to panic and take precautions to stay away from the COVID-19 novel coronavirus infection. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said the government is fully vigilant about the situation. He said no union minister will travel abroad in the coming days and also urged people to avoid non-essential travel. The Prime Minister said we can break the train of the spread and ensure safety of all by avoiding large gatherings. He said multiple steps have been proactively taken to ensure safety of all across ministries and states. He said these steps are wide-ranging, from suspension of visas to augmenting healthcare capacities. 13 fresh cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in the country, taking the tally of positive cases to 73. Briefing the media in New Delhi last evening, Joint Secretary in the Health Ministry, Love Agarwal, said India has taken preventive measures to contain the spread of the coronavirus, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is continuously monitoring the situation. Rashtrapati Bhavan will remain closed for tour visits from today until further notice as a precautionary measure. Rashtrapati Bhavan Museum Complex and the Change of Guard ceremony will also not be open to public till further notice. External Affairs Ministry spokesman Ravish Kumar said the government has received requests from Bhutan, Iran and the Maldives for assistance in arranging protective gear, and the government is processing it. Earlier, such a request was received from China and a package was sent. The Delhi government has announced that all cinema halls, schools and colleges where examinations are not being held will remain closed till the 31st of this month. The Health Ministry has issued guidelines for home quarantine for 14 days for coronavirus confirmed cases. The home quarantined person should stay in a well-ventilated single room, preferably with an attached or separate toilet. The World Health Organization has said novel coronavirus outbreak is a controllable pandemic if countries step up measures to tackle it. The Indian Embassy in the US has set up a 24-hour helpline to address questions on the recent travel restrictions implemented by New Delhi in a bid to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus. The two helpline numbers are 202-213-1364 and 202-262-0375. People can also reach out to the embassy at cons4.washington@mea.gov.in. An Air India flight with approximately 120 Indians being evacuated from Iran will arrive in Jaisalmer today, where they will be quarantined at an Indian Army facility. They will be transferred from the airport after their initial screening to the quarantine facility under escort of the civil administration. Another batch of approximately 250 people will be evacuated from Iran on Sunday. New coronavirus quarantine facilities have been set up in 7 cities located across the nation by the Indian Armed Forces for accommodating nearly 400 Indians who are expected to return from Iran. Army spokesperson Colonel Aman Anand said that the new facilities are at places including Jodhpur, Jhansi, Gorakhpur, Kolkata, Jaisalmer, Chennai and Deolali. The Health Ministry has said the death of a 76-year-old male from Karnataka is confirmed to be caused due to comorbidity and has also tested positive for COVID-19. The person visited Saudi Arabia recently, came back to Hyderabad on the 29th of February and went to Kalaburgi. He was a known case of hypertension and asthma. While he was asymptomatic on his return, he developed symptoms of fever and cough. On the 6th of March, the sample was collected to rule out COVID-19 and dispatched to Bangalore Medical College and Research Institute. Without waiting for the test results, the attendees took the person to a private hospital in Hyderabad. The patient died on Tuesday when he was being brought back to GIMS in Kalaburgi. All the precautionary measures as per protocol, such as contact tracing, screening and home quarantine of the contacts, have been initiated by the District Health and Family Welfare Department. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu yesterday reviewed the preparedness to prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus in the state. The State Health Department has set up quarantine facilities in 6 districts, and isolation wards have been identified in Pasighat General Hospital and all district and general hospitals in the state. Screening of passengers is being done at Naharlagun Railway Station, Pasighat Airport and at all points of entry or check gates in the state. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has advised people to follow basic protective measures so that they can keep themselves safe from the novel coronavirus. People should avoid participating in large gatherings. If a person is experiencing cough and fever, he or she should avoid close contact with others. People are advised not to touch their eyes, nose and mouth without cleaning their hands. Spitting in public places should be avoided. All persons should practice frequent hand washing with soap and water or use alcohol-based hand rub. People should cover their nose and mouth with handkerchief or tissue while sneezing and coughing. Used tissues should be thrown into closed bins immediately after use. In case of fever, difficulty in breathing and cough, a doctor should be consulted immediately. While visiting the doctor, wear a mask or cloth to cover the mouth and nose. The government has also issued a 24/7 helpline number 011-239-78046 and also an email ID ncov2019@gmail.com for any assistance on coronavirus. Talking to AIR News, medical expert Ashutosh Biswas has said there is no need to panic about the novel coronavirus.
Now this virus, nothing much to panic about because the transmissibility is very high, but the mortality is very less. Only 2 to 3% of the people may have a severe infection. Otherwise, it is self-limiting disease. It will be affected, but it will be mild to moderate and then it cures by its own. Because we have the immunity, our immunity kills the virus when the virus enters to our body.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. Home Minister Amit Shah has said no citizen will be marked D or doubtful during the updating exercise of the National Population Register, NPR. No documents need to be furnished to prove citizenship. Allaying fears over the NPR, the Home Minister stressed that it is not compulsory to provide any information not available with an individual. He gave the clarification during his reply to a debate in Rajya Sabha yesterday on the recent law and order situation in Delhi.
एनपीआर के अंदर कोई डॉक्यूमेंट मांगा नहीं जाएगा। पहले के एनपीआर में भी नहीं मांगा गया था, इसमें भी नहीं मांगा जाएगा। उन्होंने कहा था इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं है तो हम क्या करें, इसकी भी स्पष्टता प्रेस रिलीज कर दी है कि जितनी इन्फॉर्मेशन देनी है उतनी देने के लिए आप आजाद हो, पूरा ऑप्शनल है। तीसरा, मैं स्पष्टता के साथ कहूं, एनपीआर में कोई डॉक्यूमेंट मांगा नहीं जाएगा।
The updating of the NPR is to be done over 6 months beginning the 1st of April with enumerators seeking demographic and other particulars of each family and individuals. The NPR is a register of usual residents of the country. The data for NPR was last collected in 2010 along with the house listing phase of Census 2011. On Delhi violence, Mr. Shah said the guilty will not be spared, irrespective of political or religious affiliation. Parliament gave its approval to the Mineral Laws Amendment Bill 2020 with the Rajya Sabha adopting the same yesterday. The bill envisages curtailing time lag in operationalization of the coal blocks even after their allocation. The bill was passed in a division of votes with 83 members favouring and 12 opposing it. It was passed by the Lok Sabha last week. Reiterating Prime Minister Narendra Modi's thought of minimum government, maximum governance, Mines Minister Prahlad Joshi, in his reply to the debate, said the amendment would facilitate in making the country self-reliant. The government has taken up several progressive legislative measures for ensuring women's health. The Surrogacy Regulation Bill 2019 was introduced in the Lok Sabha in July last year. The bill aims to control the unethical practices in surrogacy, prevent commercialization and prohibit potential exploitation of mothers and children born through surrogacy. The Select Committee examined the bill and its report was tabled in the Rajya Sabha on the 5th of last month. The committee recommended that surrogate motherhood should not be restricted to close relatives alone. It should be allowed to any willing woman. The other major changes recommended by the committee include allowing a single woman, be it a widow or a divorcee, to be allowed to avail surrogacy. The committee has also recommended removal of requirement of 5 years as the period of inability to conceive before opting for surrogacy. Due to the ongoing western disturbances, higher reaches of Kashmir region have been experiencing fresh snowfall and further dip in temperature. More from our correspondent.
World-famous tourist destination Gulmarg and the upper mountainous reaches en route to Ambernath Cave, which include Sheshnag, Mahaguna Stop and Panchtarni, have been receiving a fresh snowfall since yesterday morning. Sindhu Top and higher reaches of Pir Panchal has also been experiencing snowfall, resulting into further dip in the temperatures of the region. However, other parts of the valley, including Srinagar city, experienced incessant rains yesterday. Met officials have forecasted more rainfall during the next 12 hours. Meanwhile, due to landslides and the continuous rain, Srinagar-Jammu National Highway has been closed for any vehicular traffic and no movement of vehicles will be allowed for today. This is Sunil Kohl for AR News from Srinagar.
In Uttar Pradesh, rain accompanied with strong winds and hailstorm lashed many parts of the state, causing widespread damage to crops. Our correspondent has more details.
Heavy loss has been observed to crops of wheat, mustard, potato and pulses. Waterlogging in fields and gusty winds have flattened the ready-to-harvest crops. Districts like Pilibhit, Sitapur, Chandauli, Muzaffarnagar, Baghpat, Bijnor and Jaunpur are badly affected due to changed weather conditions and damage by hailstones. At least 2 persons died due to accidents and in cases of lightning. Met Department has already issued warning of hailstorm, rain and gusty wind conditions prevailing for another 24 hours. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In badminton, PV Sindhu entered the quarterfinals of the 2020 All England Championships in the women's singles in Birmingham. She defeated Sung Ji-hyun of South Korea in a straight game yesterday. Sindhu will next meet fourth seed Nozomi Okuhara of Japan today. She is now the lone Indian representation at the championships. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to VC Pramod.
Thank you, Valsa. Precautionary measures to battle the coronavirus outbreak and the rout in the markets are major stories in the newspapers today. Delhi declares COVID-19 an epidemic, shuts schools, colleges and cinemas, writes the Hindu. City declares virus epidemic as first Indian dies in Karnataka, headlines the Hindustan Times. Virus passed its crime in China to peak in May-June outside, notes the Pioneer. Cautious India Inc. asks staff to work from home, states the Economic Times. Corona wipes out 11 lakh crore rupees, leads the Asian age of the bloodbath on Dalal Street. The Times of India terms it World War C. Sensex crashes 2,919 points, by far its worst ever. On a more positive note, Economic Times reports Jan industrial output expands 2%, retail inflation in Feb eases, making room for a rate cut in the wake of virus woes. And with that, it's back to you, Valsa.
Thank you, Pramod. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures government is fully vigilant about the situation arising out of novel coronavirus, advises to avoid large gatherings to ensure safety of all. Air India flight with more Indian evacuees from Iran to arrive in Jaisalmer today. New quarantine facilities set up in 7 cities. Home Minister Amit Shah says no one will be marked as doubtful during National Population Register exercise. Parliament passes Mineral Law Amendment Bill to help curtail time lag in operationalization of coal blocks after their allocation. And in badminton, PV Sindhu enters women's singles quarterfinals of All England Championships in Birmingham. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.